When I was news director for WMVY-FM on Martha's Vineyard, I had the occasion to interview former Secretary of Defense Robert S. McNamara about a particular story. I believe it was the summer of 1985, although I may be wrong. It could have been the summer of 1984 or 86. I am no longer a reporter, and so I no longer am under any obligation to check the facts. It's really not important to the story anymore. I do know that it was summer. I do know that former Secretary of Defense Robert S. McNamara kept a boat docked in Vineyard Haven, Harvard. On this particular occasion, my program director came to me and said, "Some people are saying that former Secretary of Defense Robert S. McNamara's boat is sticking out into the lane of traffic." "Some people," I said. "Some people," he said. "What people?" "Some people." I did not know who some people were, but clearly they were some people. They were saying that former Secretary of Defense Robert S. McNamara's boat was sticking out into the lane of traffic. Now, Martha's Vineyard is an island, and although they had an airport, most people came to the island on ferries that docked in Vineyard Haven. Some people were saying that former Secretary of Defense Robert S. McNamara's boat was making it difficult for the ferries to dock. It may still be that way today. Somebody else will have to check on that. Maybe the reporter. Then my program director told me I should call former Secretary of Defense Robert S. McNamara and ask him about the charges. I inquired if he had the phone number for former Secretary of Defense Robert S. McNamara. He said no, but some people he knew might have it. Sure enough, some people did have his number, and I gave him a ring. I don't know what kind of boat he had, but it must have been a big one. The kind that some people will just never have, and the kind that sticks out into lanes of traffic. I don't remember exactly our conversation, how it went, but it went something like this. "Hi, Mr. McNamara. My name is James Tripp. I'm the news director for WMVY. I'd like to ask you about where you dock your boat." "Oh, that again," he said, or something like that. Apparently, he'd already heard what some people were talking about. "Can I record this interview for broadcast?" I said. I don't remember exactly what he said, but in general, the tone was, "You're darn right you can." Clearly, here was a man who wanted to get out his side of the story. I said, "You know, some people are saying that your boat is sticking out into the lane of traffic, making it particularly hard for the ferries to dock." "Some people," he said. "Some people." "What people?" "Some people." "Well, that's a lot of horse hockey," he said, or something like that, or not like that at all. I really don't remember. He then went on to defend his boat slip. He outlined the history of his boat in that slip with a passion I'm not sure he brought to his study of the history between China and Vietnam. By the time he was done, he had me thinking, maybe some people are wrong. Of course, maybe they were right. On any occasion, I had my soundbite. "Thank you, Mr. McNamara. Perhaps I should have asked him if his boat was sticking out too far to the Gulf of Tonkin." But that was another story, and not as important as this particular one. To this day, I'm not sure what kind of a boat he had. I was never invited on board.